right, they threatened they might do it. Now indications are Uber and Lyft, the ride-sharing services, could make good on a promise to leave California because of new requirements there that will have their, right now, freelance drivers treated as employees. So the problem for Uber and Lyft is that's going to be a lot more costly for them. The benefits issue, some of the other issues that come up with having workers on a payroll rather than working for them freelance. So they might bolt, even though it would be costly for them to do so. Together, the ride services see California for about 16% of the ride-sharing revenues they generate nationally. Assemblyman Kevin Kiley is trying to stop that from happening. He is a Republican California legislator, joins us right now. Assemblyman, thank you for taking the time. They are planning to leave, or do you think they're just sort of teasing that? What do you think?
No, I think that this law, Assembly Bill 5, has made it impractical for them to operate here. And everyone saw this coming. You know, we've known this whole year that this law has been absolutely devastating for people, not just for Uber and Lyft, but in hundreds of professions in California. This law, AB 5, which is basically banned being an independent contractor, being an independent worker, and said you have to be in the employ of someone else. So shutting down Uber and Lyft, that's, we have 100,000 of their drivers here who are going to be out of work. We have millions of Californians who rely on their services, and it's going to be yet another blow to our economy, which is already doing about as bad as any state in the country.
You know, this occurs at the same time one of your colleagues, the Democratic Congress Assemblyman Rob Bonner, touched on the notion of taxing wealth. In other words, not just your income, but your assets. I want you to respond to this. He was on with me last week. They moved, and they've left. You're still taxing them. They're no longer California residents. You can't legally do that.
For 10 years, the wealth was accumulated during their time in California, during the nexus that they had with the state of California, and that is what we're proposing in our bill.
I don't know where this goes, Assemblyman. I do know he says it will only affect about a third of the top 1% there, raise about $7.5 billion for the state that you could use. But the new wrinkle on it is that even if they bolt, he'll go after them for up to 10 years on the assets that have left the state, because a lot of those assets were raised and gained and scored in California. Can he do that?
No, that's plainly unconstitutional. But when you think about it, when a bill actually explicitly contemplates in its own text that the effect of the bill is going to be for citizens to leave the state, maybe that's a sign that it's not a very good idea. I mean, a wealth tax has been tried in European countries. It's been abandoned. And it's sad because California used to be the birthplace of new ideas. And now it's become the graveyard of failed ones. And by the way, this wealth tax proposal is in addition to a current proposal to raise the income tax more than ever, to raise property taxes more than ever. Right. And, only in California would we be proposing the biggest tax increase ever during the biggest economic collapse we've ever had.
Where's it going? You have a far better read than I do in your state, and I've heard experts not dismissing it out of hand.
Right. Well, I think that, this wealth tax may prove to be a bridge too far, even for California. Even Governor Newsom was quite skeptical of it in his press conference a couple days ago when he was asked about it. But, you got to put this in the context of where we've been going as a state. Even before COVID-19, there was a survey showing that 53% of Californians are thinking of leaving the state. I mean, think about that. That's called a failed state when over half of your people want out. And it's precisely because of legislation like this that makes it so difficult for folks to live here. And yeah, they'll tell you, okay, this is just targeted at the wealthy, but that's always just where it starts. And when you look at the people who are really looking to leave California and who are in fact leaving California, I mean, I lose constituents every day. It's not just really wealthy folks. It's people who are part of the working class who just cannot get by here because of the cost of living and because of the loss of economic opportunity because of misguided bills like this.
All right, Assemblyman, thank you for taking the time. We'll see where this goes.